do you think? Oklahoma bound. You ready? Let's roll, man. Woo, I'm ready. Got full tank of gas. Truck singing at me. Dude, look, there's one out there. You see it? Yep, there he is. This is cool. Red dirt. Red. Dylan and I just arrived in Oklahoma and made it to the public ground spot we're going to be hunting over this next week here. And basically our plan for the rest of the day, we're going to try to locate as many birds as we can and kind of see where everybody else is hunting at. And hopefully we can locate some birds to hunt tomorrow morning. So today's the opener here in Oklahoma. First spot we pulled up to, there was already a truck there. So we just kind of glassed from the truck on top of the hill, look down in the bottoms. We're just going to push on and keep glassing a bunch of spots, see what we can turn up and go from there.
Yeah. We're on them. We're on them. Look, there's a big one right there.
Oh gosh.
A better size.
Heck yeah, dude.
Dude, they are walking through this.
Yeah?
I can't believe that.
That's nuts.
But they're going that way. That's good news. Yeah.
I bet they roost some down there. I bet there's some down there.
I bet they are. This could be them coming back from the evening if they made a big loop, or
yeah,
who knows.
I mean, it's really not that thick in here, I guess, but
there's paths. That's what
right.
It's not. They're not going to be sitting here strutting, but there's, you know, enough for them to at least sneak their way through.
That's awesome though, because if there's sign up here and the good habitat's down there, yeah, there's definitely going to be some down there.
That tells us we're going the right way.
Do you see her?
I don't see her.
I think she's across the water, ain't she?
No, she's right there. I'm 90% confident she's right on the other side.
Just come across the shed. Heck yeah. Pretty good start to the trip, ain't it?
Heck yeah. I'd say so. That's a Tom.
That's a Tom, 100%. Heck yeah, let's go back there, see if we can hear any.
That's nice. Different property. I'm guessing far less pressure.
Yeah.
I think I'm hearing things.
Yeah, let's go back to the truck and go to a different spot.
Okay.
I think we can get in one more spot yet before dark. You're scaring him, Dylan. Why don't you tell us about your home here, Dylan?
Alright, well I got my tent. She's pretty snug with the cot in there, you know. Wasn't really planning on that. But you know, nice and cozy. And then this is my front door. This is my changing room slash living room slash just the rug in front of my tent. Figure if we're gonna do it, might as well be comfortable.
Yeah, I guess. Gosh.
Got the nice sleeping bag in there, pillow. We're gonna be sleeping good, ready to kill some turkeys in the morning.
Heck yeah. Just gotta eat good dinner, right?
That's right.
That's why we got the charcoal going.
Just about.
It's only first full day and we're already looking kind of grungy. It's the first full day here in Oklahoma, and Dylan and I are just leaving our campsite. We didn't roost any birds last night. We just ended up seeing those 3 hens that we kind of jumped or spooked for the most part. But we talked to some local boys from around here, and they said if you can get away from the people, you can find some birds, but he said they're pretty quiet. So we heard a couple gobbling up north this morning on private ground, and there's a finger of public that goes out that's probably about a half a mile away from where the one Tom was roosting at least. So we're gonna park on the side of the road there and walk way back in and see if we can hear anything, see if we can see any sign. and just explore a few more areas. So, wish us luck.
Not banking on killing one just because we don't know the terrain. Coming up here to learn it. Pretty thick. Looks like great country for deer, but unfortunately just not what we want to see with turkeys. Pretty interesting on the fence. They got 3 wires on the bottom too that kind of blocks everything from getting over here. Some of the private stuff looks great, but just not great on the public as far as turkeys go. Really good habitat for everything else, but we're gonna keep moving on, try to look for something a little better. At least we know there's turkeys in the area and they're gobbling off the roost. Haven't heard anything since then, but just gonna keep on trucking and see what we can find.
Comment?
They didn't like us.
We're
They didn't
smelly.
like us one bit. I don't know, good thing turkeys can't smell.
That's so true. The pigs. Lots of pigs. Turkey hunt might turn into a pig hunt, huh?
I don't know, there's old tracks there. These are fresh tracks there. They're rolling up and down us. Well, let's look for turkeys.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We know what we're here for.
Where else? Dang, man. Somebody must have shot him.
Wow.
Dang.
That is a fantastic buck.
He's smelly. Man, that's too bad.
That is.
Pretty nice Oklahoma buck in public ground.
That's a great public ground. What'd you call him? 140?
No, not quite, but
I bet he hits 140. He's got long tines to him. Oh, I guess he's a 5x4 though.
yeah.
Yeah, he won't be quite that then. If he was a 5, I'd say.
He's probably mid 130s, almost.
Wow.
It's a nice deer. Dang. You suppose he got shot? I bet he did.
It's hard saying. That's a fantastic deer though. Really cool. Nice character. Really cool character. That's too bad. Not how you want to find them. Cool find. It's cool to see. I mean, I would rather see this deer run away from me than find him like this. But
Yeah.
that's Oklahoma potential right there. That's a public land buck. Dope. Rather be sitting behind him, not rotten, and to my doing, but
It's a nice buck.
yeah. He's got this character right here. Is cool. How's tips?
Yeah. He ain't gonna come in. Do you see him?
He was right there. He was right in that opening.
100% bobcat?
100%, 110%.
I was gonna say, I feel like we've been seeing a lot of tracks.
Yeah, he just ran right up in there. When we were backing up, I backed up too far. He was standing, see this little opening right here?
Yeah?
He was standing right there, looking back at us, and then I backed up too far and he left.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he just ran. Where'd he come from?
He was right on the side of the road, wasn't he?
He didn't run across, did he?
No, I didn't see him.
Yeah, he had to have been right here. And then came around and jumped up that. I just saw his tail. I saw that short little stubby tail.
Jesus, that's crazy.
Yeah, he was right there.
I'll be damned. Well, that's a good sign. That means there's turkeys around.
Man, that's cool.
That's your first bobcat you seen, ain't it?
No, that's my first one seen in Oklahoma.
Oh.
I've seen one in Nebraska, turkey hunting. That's it. So that's my second bobcat I've ever seen.
Turkey.
Yep.
Stop.
Try to get you in an opening. awfully close to that bobcat.
Is it a Jake?
Can't tell.
It's not a hen, is it? It's pretty big. Man, off to a good start for the day, huh?
I don't know what's going on over here, but
Bobcats, turkeys.
a lot of turkeys. Get them toms up in there.
Big old beard on him.
Bright redheads.
Yeah, sure, I've seen a lot from the truck in the last 10 minutes.
That bobcat was cool. I love seeing turkeys though. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Just gotta keep covering ground because eventually we'll find them on public. So I just came across this hog skull. We're not even 100 yards off the road even. And we come down this bottom to check out, see if there's any turkeys down here. We didn't see any pickups parked even close. So got a lot of nice green grass. Hoping there's some gobblers down here, but saw some bones and saw this skull. It's hog skull, so that's really cool. Looks like a big one too. The head on that thing's enormous, and those teeth are huge too. Good Lord.
Nice
Look at them.
tusks.
That's crazy, ain't it?
That's neat. They're here.
They're here, that's for sure. On to the next spot, right?
On to the next. Keep trying. They're out here somewhere.
So they say.
In here.
Are they hens?
Doesn't look like it. Oh, there might be. There's 3.
All hens?
All hens, I think.
Is there more to the right or the left?
There's a tom. Big tom.
To the right?
Right above him.
Oh, I see.
Monster tom, dude. He has a brush on him.
How big?
Big. Thing had a paintbrush. Big old, I mean, if you could see it from here, that was, I mean, it was thick, hung. Not quite dragging on the ground, but.
Come back up. Yeah, he's definitely crossing underneath there. That's about the only place, so that fence is tight. That's crazy.
Because, yeah, there's clear as day. Tracks going right through that.
I guess it depends what the fence looks like. It's down there to determine if we can even set up there or not. We're not going to call him through that, even though he's been through it. Because they ain't gonna. There ain't no way they'd wiggle through that. He's going to stand on the other side of the fence and wait for us to come over.
Yep.
Yeah, they definitely 100%
All over this.
all over this.
Look at all that.
Yeah,
That's piled.
yeah, there is quite a bit here. Maybe we should come set up here this evening. I mean, who knows? If it's those hens, that Tom's gonna come with them. You know?
Very possible.
It'd just be, you know, if we set up here and then they stay on that side of the fence and they fly up in the trees, like, that's it.
It's right on the edge of the private. This tree is public,
Yeah,
but it's a matter of, it comes down to the Tom and his attitude. I mean, if we set up in a position, you know, I'll be honest, we could set up even against the fence, and if we could get the decoys in a place where he could see them as he comes in, and he sees those and he doesn't like it, he could come across the fence and be in the decoys just like that, but just as easily they may just hit this grass, nice open strip, fly right up into the roost and be done with it and fly right back down into it in the morning. Unfortunately, we can't hunt that, so that wouldn't do us any good. This whole entire fence, the entire thing has dense strands on the bottom, very tight together. There's one spot up ahead that we showed you that you know, barely the size of a turkey. They're crawling through there. We could see it clearly. Throughout the whole fence, we've been checking it until right here, in the process of whenever they dozed this and cleared it for clearly making a roost tree. He's put some branches in the fence, and whether he got close to it or whatever, I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose, but it's created a gap right there that would be a little bit easier for a tom to come through. And you can see right here, this strand's completely broken. So that is a little bit more feasible of a gap for a tom to really want to come through. You know, if we could get his line of sight from here into this area right under the roost, then I think we'd have a better chance of him wanting to come through this and get him in for a shot, get him close. Nobody's been back here. We've driven past this 3 or 4 times and said, wow, that looks like there could be turkeys back there, but haven't seen a truck here. Decided to check it out. This is one of the best, this is the most sign we've found for sure, hands down.
And they're actually roosting right on the public too, you know.
Public.
It's on the fence, it's right on the fence, and they're probably flying down onto the private, but like you said, if they can see the decoys and it makes him mad and he comes through that gap right there, I mean, that could definitely happen.
100%.
And then in the same scenario, if we need to set up in a way where, you know, if they don't come through the fence tonight and they fly up from the private right under the trees, we need to be able to get out of there without spooking them and come back in the morning and hunt and see if we can call them off the roost.
Yep, I agree with that.
I think we got some time there a ways away. Go back to camp and eat some food, maybe shoot the bows a little bit.
I agree.
Just leave everything set up and come back and sit in the blind.
Yep. This is easily the best roosting tree we've seen though.
Yeah, it's huge. That's a huge tree.
And we've seen the most. With this, I'm pretty impressed with Fish and Game, honestly, in Oklahoma on their part. I mean, all the work that we've seen done, you can tell is directly for the turkeys. I mean, tons of these cedars are being taken out, which are invasive. They should be, but they're definitely focusing on, I mean, spots like this under these roost trees that's really, I mean, this is what better place for a predator to sit if these were all grown-up cedars than right under the roost tree where they're coming in. So
where do you think we should set up?
I'm almost wondering about over there.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too,
Right,
because then we can
the fence.
potentially slip out and slip in.
He's gonna be able to see the decoys. This is all wide open. There's no reason he shouldn't be able to see the decoys coming in from this direction, see them, come through here and go that way. I think that's a setup for getting out. Maybe we should just crawl up in the tree and wait for them, and then maybe when they fly up there we can just grab one.
It's usually how I do it.
Seems pretty smart.
Dylan Exotic here.
Dylan Exotic. Come to my turkey zoo down in Oklahoma. We gotta catch the turkeys first. Ooh, toasty.
It's gonna be like a slow cooker in the blind.
Oh man.
How do you feel about that?
Pretty good. He'll kill a turkey, that's for sure. Every one of them.
All this stuff to kill a turkey.
Crazy. So worth it.
Load it up and head it in.
So worth it.
It's only about 90 degrees, but
Nice cool day.
nice cool day down here.
Low-key pressure.
Chasing after some red dirt RIOS.
Ideally what we're hoping is these birds are gonna work down this pasture back towards this roost tree. Most of the time we're assuming they go straight from the pasture on the private side and fly up onto the roost tree right on the public fence. And then in the mornings we assume they just fly back down. So this was a situation where the decoy strategy is gonna be kind of important. We've got a mating pair the DSD motion mating pair, and we have equipped that motion string. If that bird comes up and he hangs up right across the fence, we're going to give that some tugs, look like a Jake breeding a hen right in his bedroom. Hopefully, we're hoping to make him angry, make him make a bad decision, and end up in the decoys in front of us to try to get a shot. Once he sees that decoy is going to be within a distance that it should trigger him along with that motion. Hopefully we'll be seeing a dead turkey here in no time. Now. Listen to people. Oh my God, do you hear that? Yeah. Did you hear him gobble? Did you hear him gobble tonight? That's not good. He's close. He's not that far. He's probably where he was when we saw him. This is gonna get real interesting. I can't believe they're gobbling or they're talking like that. Everyone a gas? He is. He's right back. He's right back where he's. God, that's not that far though. Are you recording this? Okay, on that. He ends up spooking at turkeys. Got a coyote call. I always keep one with me. They're fighting. They're fighting. They are fighting. That's a good sign. That's what that is. Yeah. That's gotta be two toms fighting. Two toms, two jakes, something. Oh, I see him. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Holy cow. There's a lot of them. They're going up into the cedars. They're coming this way. But I would call once just because. Bunch of heads. There he is. He's in our grass. He's right below that back cedar. Oh yeah. Big time. Oh no, there's two. Dude, that's awesome. There's two. There's probably more than two. There's yeah. The heads running. Dude. Oh my gosh. Oh, look how pretty he is. Look at that bird. Oh man, look at the paintbrush on him. Oh my gosh. Look at this, dude. Look at this. Oh God, that's gorgeous. What a beautiful bird. Is he more on it? Are those all hens? No. we slipped in tight, right where we wanted to be, under the roost tree that we found, or very close to it. Birds showed up about 2 hours before light. Watched them the whole way, more than we thought. Couple toms, a lot of jakes, a lot of hens. Watched them for a long time. They're pretty vocal. Watched the toms breed a couple hens, fired up. They ended up coming in super late, flew up way later than we thought they would. Not a chance of them crossing the fence. I mean, they looked at the decoys, thought about it, but even with that motion, they didn't even consider crossing the fence really, so ended up flying up. We snuck out without busting up the roost. The plan is right now, all our stuff's still there. We're gonna get back in there in the morning way before light, watch them fly down, see where they go. Probably not gonna have an opportunity at one just based on how they roosted, but it'll be good to know at least where they go and make a game plan for tomorrow, and we'll see if we end up hunting those birds more or if we end up moving on to some other places and try to find some more accessible birds, because they're sticking pretty tight to the private, unfortunately. Just have to keep trying.
Yep.
We may have better use of our time, which sucks because I don't want to leave these birds.
I know. Well, we can try to call that number 2 and see if we can get permission on there, but I'm just saying that's going to be a shot in the dark.
Yeah, and I mean, this is it as far as public goes. They're not going anywhere else on this.
No.
This roost is the spot.
No, they're literally staying on the private, flying up onto the public, and then flying back down onto the private.
Yeah, staying there all day. I mean, that's the perfect property for them.
It really is.
The only thing they don't have on that property is a roost tree.
Yeah, and I mean, they could. They're big enough trees. It's just that this is the bigger, better one. Bigger branches to sit on, level. You can tell they've been roosting here for a long time. I mean, if we could get permission over there, just that whole strip out there, that short green grass, that strut zone, I mean, you know dang well you'd be able to set up and get them to come in.
There's, you guys manage the ground or something like that?
Hi there, can I talk to somebody that manages the ground here in the county?
I can take a message for you if you'd like. This is their answer service.
Okay. We're just a couple of bow hunters here, and we're bow hunting some turkeys on some public ground that borders up against it, and they've been just right on that edge and aren't able to cross the fence, and I just wanted to talk to somebody to see if there'd be any way we could get permission to just hunt just right on that other side for a couple days.
Okay, what is your name?
Josh.
And you said you're hunting turkeys on some land that butts up against theirs?
Yes, correct. Bow hunting.
Okay, I'll get a message over to them and we'll get you a call back, okay?
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You bet.
Have a great day.
No problem. Thank you. You too, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Last time I did that, I didn't hear back from them for 6 months, and they said, yeah, we have a trophy fee. It was like, we have a trophy fee. It depends on how big it is, but it starts at minimum of $5,000 and then goes up from there. But then we also have the option to lease the ground for the hunting rights, and we start at, it's like $25 an acre, but it was like sandhill ground, and it was like 20,000 acres.
Holy. They came in off the roost exactly how they came in, flew up from there up to the tree. We snuck in this morning, they flew from there down, moved off all as a group, and just isn't going to happen where we're at. They're not going to want to cross that fence, so we're going to move on, find some other birds. Alright, so Josh and I are headed into the closest town right now. We're going to grab some ice and maybe some food and some other things. But we've been driving around, talking to some landowners. Haven't got permission on anything. Gotten some really good leads on a really good private spot with a not private spot, public spot with a nice campground. So once we get back from town, we're gonna go there, hike back, do some looking around, hopefully find some birds and eat some food and see what we come up with for tomorrow.
Dude. Wow. I can't believe that.
You literally just walked right over that rattlesnake,
Literally
dude.
Just walked. I just got so lucky.
I'm paying more attention to these big cottonwood trees down here that look like perfect roosting trees.
Yeah.
Walked right over that little thing.
What do you think, Dylan? He stepped right on
Too
it.
close for comfort.
Dude.
It don't look too bad,
Another good.
It's old.
is it?
Old,
Yeah.
It's got red dirt on it. I mean, it looks way bigger. Not a bad little shed though.
No, it ain't. That's awesome. Good find.
Wild. Laying in the middle of this.
Nobody must come back here. We're pretty far back here.
Pretty easy spot.
Well, heck, let's go find some more.
That got me really excited.
So I'll have to.
Weird.
It's the little things, man.
Yeah. I guess. If only sheds were turkeys. Tell you what. Woo. Well, Josh and I made it back here to the spot that we wanted to check out this evening. Unfortunately, no sign. Ran into a rattlesnake, which was pretty crazy. Found a shed, but no turkeys, and that's what we're looking for. So we're gonna move on in the morning, try to find some.
Ain't that the best meat ever? I love that. I can't believe people say they don't want this mango. Every legal bird we've seen's been on private.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anything with a beard's been on private? Well, we haven't seen all that much on public, honestly. 4 hens, right?
4 hens.
Everything else has been on private.
Which to me is nuts, thinking about how many miles we put in.
Yeah. You know, there's something about just camping out underneath the stars like this on a night like this that a camera or a video camera just can't capture.
No.
You know, usually when you can't describe something with words, you use a picture. When you can't use a picture, use a video. And when a video doesn't do it justice, it's nothing else you can do but experience it yourself.
Alright, so Josh and I made it down here. We're on another piece of public ground. We've been going all day, mostly driving, trying to find birds, asking permission. We've talked to several people. Unfortunately, what we found out is a lot of the ground around here is leased. We did run into one gentleman that gave us a number to the guy that leases his ground, talked to him, and he offered us $50 a day to come down here and hunt birds on a guaranteed bird. And for us, you know, Josh and I have discussed it, and we told the guy we'd pay him $50 to hunt the ground, but we didn't want a guide. Nothing against him or how he runs it or anything like that, but for us personally, if it's more about the land, having the land to hunt, more about the experience and not just getting plopped in a blind and shooting a turkey. You know, we've killed turkeys, we've hunted them, we've had those really cool experiences, and we don't. It's not just about the kill at this point. You know, if we would have done that on the first day, we would have missed out on a lot of really cool opportunities that we've had here. Even with limited success on actual turkeys, that's not what this trip has been about. It's been about finding places like this and seeing some awesome country, awesome public grounds, and still finding some really cool stuff. Just running into some real smart pressured RIOS, and that's what it's all about for us. I mean, we've had a great time, and we're gonna keep on trucking, and might run into some buzzer beater turkeys, but see if we can maybe run across some other things, maybe some mushrooms or something. So we're gonna keep on going.
What do you got there, Dylan?
We found us some morels. That's exactly what we were hoping to find. Well, and turkeys, but oh, we've got one right down there. Watch your foot. just right in front of your foot in the grass there. I've got
Oh
one
my
right
gosh.
here. We've got one right there. That's 3 that I can see. Those are the
Jeez.
first morels of the year.
Yeah, that's
right
exciting.
around, just walking up here, we said right around these dead cottonwoods, that's what they like. And sure enough, there's a handful of them. So that's awesome. I gotta take a picture of that.
Heck yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Can't believe it.
Look at this. Looks like we got something good there. I don't know if you guys can see that. We got something good there. No, right there. Woo! Holy! Wow!
Although we didn't fill our turkey tags on this trip,
Right there.
it was an experience Dylan and I will never forget.
He's dead though.
We always come with the goal of filling our tags, but that's not what it's all about. From the locals and the other hunters we talked to, it was clear that the bird numbers were down this year. With that said, that didn't make our trip a failure. In fact, it was a success on many different levels. Although we aren't planning on coming back next spring, I know this won't be the last time we hunt these red dirt RIOS on Oklahoma public land.
Hell,